Hello everyone, back again on the Radio Mystery channel. For this story, there is a story entitled Disturbed by Astral Creatures While Camping. But before continuing with the story, please press the like and subscribe button first. Also turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next stories from this channel. And what about this story? Let's get straight into the story. Today, I want to tell you about a mystical experience I had while camping. This story happened recently, about 2 years ago. And this story is true with necessary changes. At that time I was camping with my fellow climbers. This time our goal was not to climb. We gathered for a reunion, even though we had met 3 months earlier. But that's okay. We met again in Georgia at the end of last year, when the atmosphere of the city is romantic. Sometimes it drizzles, accompanied by grey clouds hanging over us without pause. The sky never brightened, even though the ground wasn't too wet. But one thing is for sure, we will get together and decide to camp. Our journey begins. I invited them to camp on one of the hills in remote areas of Georgia. It's trendy, as young people say. We took a motorbike there as a group, 9 people. The journey is not that far, only about an hour. It didn't feel like we had arrived at the campsite. Our excitement continued when we got there. Yes, it's been a long time since I saw you. I always make the atmosphere cheerful. The atmosphere that afternoon was full of laughter. Maybe before they knew that there had been someone watching behind them without them knowing. And this story has only just begun. The swing was so beautiful, but apparently there was a little girl who was too angry because my friend took her swing. Oh yes, I want to explain that I can see invisible creatures. There was one small incident that caused the disturbance to occur. One of our friends suddenly jogged towards a swing. Indeed, he always wanted to be the first, especially to a funny place like that. The bad news is, someone is already occupying the swing. What's worse, he's clearly not human. The girl is still small, has long hair in 2 braids, and is wearing a retro white dress in an old style. When my friend was sitting on the swing, the boy was suddenly shocked and moved away, very annoyed. He was so angry that he immediately turned back. Sorry, only the head is turned, while the body remains facing forward. Then he ran away from that place. Luckily, I was the only one who could see. Unexpectedly, he complained to his family. The boy's family came and they terrorized us. Not long after, a black creature came to stand beside me. Apparently, he immediately knew that I could see him. And again, my friend who took the swing earlier hasn't given up yet. He was playing around with rubber and snapping it at me. It doesn't matter if I get hit, as long as it's not just the creature next to me. And that's right, the shot hit the creature and bounced off. Everyone there could see the rubber bounce off without hitting anything. Maybe this is hard for you to believe. It's okay, I just want to tell you. An hour later, we took turns guarding the tent. When it was my turn, something happened that I will never forget. I guarded the tent while the others took turns for Maghrib prayers. The 3 of us just sat outside the tent, and suddenly a surprising incident happened. There was a noise, like someone was in the tent. This time, my 2 friends heard the same thing. Crackle, 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 crackle. Suddenly something popped out of the tent door. A scary head appeared and looked at me. Before I finished my shock, he had just disappeared. My 2 friends just stared at my shocked face. I tried to be normal and lie down on the mattress. Coincidentally, there was an important message from my father, so I had to reply immediately. But again, a strange thing happened. My cell phone suddenly changed from the message menu to the active front camera menu. Yes, the front camera is for selfies. Without me pressing the camera, you know. and on the camera screen, which automatically became a mirror, the ghost's face appeared, startling me once again. I shouted a little, and the Pokong then moved to the side of my other friend. He seemed reluctant to bother us. Luckily, it didn't last long. A few seconds later, he flew away and disappeared. We rushed into the tent. The experience on this hill made me realize that humans still have to be polite to invisible creatures. Otherwise, they could terrorize like that. It turns out, on the hill with a beautiful view, there is a grave that resides there. It's natural that this place is quite haunted. They were probably annoyed by the large number of humans who came there, also without any manners. Whether the visitors will leave or they will give in, no one knows. Hopefully, you don't experience something scary like this. That's all, and thank you for listening to this story. Don't forget to watch the next video story later, and subscribe.